Mark Zuckerberg, a genius of his time, a man that invented the greatest social media outlet for humanity, has fallen from grace. It's such a tragedy to see such a great man. Well, I wouldn't say he's a great man. I would argue he's a douche. Well, not I wouldn't say a douche, but quite the evil businessman. I don't think Facebook has done anything good for anyone besides waste their time, which is not a good thing. And now he's coming out with Meta, and sad to say, he's not as smart as he thinks. The man, he made Facebook. He taught programming and ran and maintained a business. I would say he is smart for an engineer, and he should probably just stick to that, because him running the business is not bad for Facebook, but him trying to be innovative to make Meta is a huge mistake. I used to think he's smart, but I guess he's only smart for a few things, which is to maintain a business, ride a piece of ass until it pops off. But yeah, I think the guy is just good at programming, and that's about it for now, because I think he really just fell from grace, just like Icarus. It's just sad to see that. Yeah, I know. When you look at yourself and you think, yes, I made something great, like Facebook, I'm gonna make something even better than Facebook. But here's the thing, a lot of famous people, like artists or business people, they just have that one-hit wonder that does well. It doesn't really surmount to, like a person being able to create one masterpiece after another masterpiece. But I don't know, he just has this idea that he is perfect in that sense, because he used ruthless business tactics that got him in some trouble. But here's the thing, he got lucky, and a thing with self-made billionaires is that if you ask them if they got lucky, they will all admit that they got lucky at some point in the journey to becoming a billionaire, because it does require luck at some point. I mean, some less, but I think Mark got pretty damn lucky for Facebook to pop off. But, that's subjective, obviously. And now he has this brilliant idea that will reinvent the wheel of social interaction. Meta. Billions of dollars poured into the project. I personally know friends that are getting paid top dollar in the company to do basically nothing. Like, they just write a few lines of code, review it, and then they just spend the rest of their day like sleeping, because then the Meta is so poorly managed right now. All the software engineers are just doing a little bit of work and claiming that it's a lot of work. And yeah, I get it. It's like they're catering so hard to mental health issues, the whole debacle, and then someone works for 20 minutes and they're mentally strained, like, oh, I can't handle this. This is too exhausting. I'm gonna take a mental health break, and then they disappear for 7 hours. Like, oh, yep, that's my mental health break. Oh, and end of that day, I'm done for work. See you tomorrow. And that's the problem with a lot of big tech companies. It's so poorly managed, and then you have these workers that are, using the social construct of mental illness to leverage on getting free money, essentially, because they're not really doing much. They're probably working on their own business or taking a nap in the middle of the day. And it's kind of sad seeing how, Mark Zuckerberg can make another big thing like Facebook, but so far it's going really bad. They just laid off around 20% of their employees. That was last year. I think they're laying off more. It's just, I don't know why he would think of Meta, this virtual reality dog shit. His idea is that people, like functioning adults, will buy hundreds of dollars, will buy or spend hundreds of dollars on a device, and then go into the metaverse to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a property in a virtual world that don't exist. That's his idea. Like, people are going to spend a bunch of money in something that don't exist. I mean, you could argue, right? Like, these Bitcoin or Counter-Strike skins worthing millions of dollars. And yeah, I could see why pixels quote unquote is worth a lot of money, but then you look at Meta, right, and you look at the past of Facebook, they're not really ethical people. They probably, if you spend a lot of money in there, they're probably going to use something as leverage against you, where if you don't do something for them, like if you don't spend more, or like maybe DLCs or whatever extra crap you had to spend, like extra fees to maintain your property, like metaverse property taxes, if you don't pay that, then they'll take the property back that you spend hundreds or maybe millions of dollars on. I mean, the game is not in your control. The metaverse is in no one's control. It's all up to Mark Zuckerberg. And he's trying to get control of the whole company, of social media, because of what happened with Apple, where you can block out data harvesting in your phone, which disabled all the data marketing from Facebook. Like Facebook cannot look into the data of people with Apple phones, which is one of the good things about Apple. They actually care to protect your privacy. I think one time the FBI tried to get access to an iPhone, but Apple refuses to let them to unlock the phone for the FBI because that's just company practice. We don't let you do that. We won't do that for you guys. It's like that is a pretty good thing. I'm an Android user, but I will give them props for that. I actually considered switching to Apple because of that. But I'm going off topic. But here's the thing about virtual reality. It's pretty primitive. It's pretty dog shit. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it'll be awesome if it was like Sword Art Online, but then I don't know. The fact that Mark Zuckerberg think this will pop off, he's living on Fantasyland, Candyland, or Metaland. It's not like Neuralink where you can insert your consciousness into a world. That's like technology that is 10,000 years beyond from now. I mean, it would be a great idea if you're dead and you can insert your consciousness into a virtual reality world, but yeah. Again, it's the technology is not that awesome, and I have a VR set. It's alright for video games, but I don't think I would want to live my life in the VR world. And majority of the people that do VR, they're kids. It's majority kids. I would say is 99% kids, because adults have better things to do than to spend time walking around in a metaverse. Where what really? I'd rather eat real food. You cannot make money. Well, I mean, you probably could, if you invest, in case if that pops off. You cannot work in there. You cannot eat in there. You cannot shit in there. You cannot shower. You cannot do your chores, your laundry, and you definitely won't find shelter in there in the rain. When the rain is pouring on you, I don't know where Mark is getting this idea that people will be very into it. He marketed this idea towards adults, but it's mostly kids, because kids don't have any fiscal responsibility. But he just assumes that, oh yeah, I made Facebook, people trust me. But no, it's common sense. Why would an adult waste their time with this hot garbage? And just recently, he just had a breakthrough. It is having legs in their avatar.
One more feature coming soon that's probably the most requested feature on our roadmap. Legs.
Legs! I know you've been waiting for this.
I think everyone has been waiting for this. But seriously.
Wow. Legs. Imagine that. Legs. They spent $3 billion in 1 year just to add legs to their avatar. I could see why the company is failing, because if that is a breakthrough, then just imagine that they actually try to put a real feature into the metaverse. It's probably going to take a decade, and they're going to be $40 billion in, and then eventually Mark will just have no more money. I mean, I believe that he made Meta just so people can have a social life. During COVID, I think it was a pretty sweet idea, but I think he just overhyped it, over-envisioned it. And he wanted people to have a social life in the comfort of their own home. And yeah, that's really nice. And of course, he wants to make money. That is the most important thing. Like, money is grand for Mark Zuckerberg. But yeah, it's an alright idea, but I think everything is underutilized. And also, for a guy that bought a house in Hawaii and all the properties around it to avoid the event of people living next door to him, do you think a guy like that is adept at understanding a social life? I think he hates people in general. That's why he just decides to buy all the properties around him and build a wall around his personal house, because he just doesn't want anyone to be in his life. And would you trust someone like that to build a social platform? Like, the fact that he pulled Facebook off is amazing. That, well, maybe after Facebook he realized how annoying people are and he just decided to live like that, to live like a hermit. But I don't know, personal opinion. Honestly, I would do the same thing. If I had the money, I would just buy a house, buy the entire block, and just live in that one block by myself. That would be awesome. And also, the guy's a robot. He dodges questions when the government questioned him about data harvesting illegally and manipulating election. The guy, he just keeps going, oh, I'll follow up that with my team. I mean, granted, you can pledge the fifth, but instead of pledging the fifth, he said, I'll follow up with my team, thinking that people are dumb enough to think, oh, he's going to follow it up with his team. Oh, he's going to answer that question just in private. Oh, because it's too complicated. No, he's obviously doing something illegal, monopolizing the marketing industry. And, you know, when his team answers a question, they're just going to give like dumb answer like, oh, no, that's a subjective answer. Like, if someone were to ask his team, so did you steal your customers' data? And they would just say, no, they gave the data to us. We have nothing to do with the data. This evidence you have is just it's given to us by accident. Oopsies. And Mark, being Mark, I don't know, just look at him. Do you think he's a guy you can trust? He looks kind of like Logan Paul. Like, would you trust a guy that looks like that? They're so robotic. Like, his eyes, you look deep into his eyes, you see the end of the world. That's what you see. And I don't think Mark Zuckerberg sees people as humans, but cute animals that he can play with and cage away when he's tired. Like, oh, nope, that was fun, doggies. All right, let me just put you away in the barn and I'll come hang out with you guys tomorrow. And then I'll kill a cow for you guys if you're hungry. Good night. I don't think he really sees people as humans. I think he just sees people as these things, like, yeah, just cute animals. And to him, humans are just playthings. I don't think he cares about anyone besides his wife. Overall, this is wrecked. I don't think anyone's talking about Meta anymore besides me, because it's lost so much popularity, and I think even he's giving up on the project too. So I don't know, maybe that will change in the future. I mean, if it pops off, I would like to see how it works, because it's dumber than NFTs. Overall, thanks for watching. See ya.